Today we're going to be making a silicone mold, so let's jump in and get started. For my mold housing, I'm going to use this container. It's a plastic container. I just cleaned it really well with soap and water, cut the bottom off. And for the bottom of the mold, I'm going to be using packing tape. I'm going to be taking several pieces and overlapping them on top of each other, just like this, to make a barrier so no silicone rubber will leak out of the bottom of our silicone mold. And bear with me, this is really hard to do with gloves on, but I ended up making it work out okay. And to just be double extra sure we're not going to have any silicone leak out of the bottom of our mold, I'm going to take more packing tape and go the opposite direction to make sure it has a nice, tight, complete seal on the bottom. So I took several pieces and just overlapped them on top of each other to make a barrier going the opposite direction as well. I did the rest off camera. Now I'm going to put my plastic container down, push it down right in the middle, make sure that it is nice and secure on top of that tape. And now we're going to take this silicone caulk, and you want to make sure it is 100% silicone. It's going to say it right on the bottle, just like this. And I'm going to go around the perimeter of my mold housing. This is going to make a seal to ensure no silicone rubber is going to leak out. I'm going to go all the way around the perimeter of my mold housing here and let it dry overnight. It takes 24 hours to completely dry. So this is the next day. Now we're going to mix up our silicone rubber. I'm going to be using this 15A silicone rubber from RESIN. It's got a part A and a part B, just like resin, but it is silicone rubber, and this is platinum cure silicone rubber. And your part A and your part B bottles are going to be equal size, but you do need a digital scale because it's equal parts by weight. So I poured in 14.5 ounces of my part A. Now I'm going to pour in 14.5 ounces of my part B. You have to make sure your parts A and B are completely equal or it will not set up properly. So I have my parts A and B all measured out in my cup. Now we're going to mix this up for 5 minutes. And I mix really slowly when I do this. Scrape the bottom of the cup, scrape the sides of the cup, scrape off your stir stick. Really incorporate those parts A and B together. And if the bottom of your mixing cup has a little groove on the bottom, you want to make sure you get in there and get your stir stick in there as well. To color my silicone rubber, I'm going to be using this white chrome powder from RESIN. It is super sparkly and beautiful. I absolutely love it. I'll link it down below in the description box along with the silicone rubber that I'm using in today's video. I'm going to add about 2.5 scoops of this into the silicone rubber. This was a good amount of silicone rubber, so I want to make sure I add enough to give it a nice color and sparkle. And you want to make sure you wear a mask when you're working with mica powder or any type of fine glitter or chameleon flakes because those particles do fly into the air. And even if you can't see them, they are still there and you don't want to breathe those in. So make sure you wear a mask whenever you're working with pigments like this that are powdered. And just give it a good mix, stir that powder all in there. This is sped up. I wasn't really stirring this fast, but check out how gorgeous this color is. It's like a super sparkly pearl white. So, so beautiful. This would be gorgeous in resin as well. It took me about a minute to get that chrome pigment all mixed into my silicone rubber, and just to be extra sure I don't have any leaks, I'm going to take the tape and place it sticky side up around the perimeter of my mold housing, just like this. I have that all nice and secured. This is what we're going to be molding today. This is a gorgeous amethyst rosette, and I did wash this crystal because sometimes crystals can be dirty, so I did wash it, let it dry completely, pushed it down onto the sticky side of my tape, and now I'm just going to take a little bit of our mixed up silicone rubber and drizzle it on the crystal points just to give a little bit of coverage. This will help prevent bubbles from clinging to the crystal points in your silicone mold. So just take your time, drizzle a little bit on, and once you have basically a flood coat of silicone on top of all the crystal points, go in quickly before it all moves down to the bottom of your mold and start pouring your silicone rubber on top. And that will help prevent bubbles from getting stuck into your mold or your finished mold. One thing that's great about silicone rubber is it off gases really well naturally. You can run it through a bubble remover, but it does off gas bubbles really well on its own. Let it cure overnight. Here we are the next day. And when I mix up my silicone rubber, I just take my stir stick, stick it to the side of the cup, and then the next day, here we are. I wanted to show you how to tell if your silicone rubber is mixed up properly. Just take that stir stick, pull it out, and as long as it comes out all in one piece, your silicone is completely mixed. And I wanted to show you this cool texture. That was from the chrome pigment, and that will give you that same texture in resin as well. So I wanted to show you guys that as well. So now we're going to take apart our mold housing and our mold. I took some scissors, cut the tape, pulled it off. Now I'm going to cut a few slits in the side of my mold housing, and you can use any plastic container, and it eventually just take your fingers, push out from the bottom, and it'll pop right out. Super simple and easy to make your own molds. I hope you give it a try. I'm going to take a cuticle trimmer and just trim around the perimeter of the mold. And this mold, it didn't have any leaks. None of the silicone rubber leaked from my mold housing, which was amazing. I'm just going to finish tidying up the mold. I had a little bit of silicone run under my crystal. I'm just going to tidy that up. And here we are getting ready to take it out of the mold. I love the demolding sound when I make these crystal silicone molds. You can see all that beautiful sparkle from that crystal transferred to our mold. So all the resin pieces we make from this mold are going to turn out sparkly and beautiful, just like the crystal. And when you use a crystal to make a mold, you want to make sure it's flat on the bottom. This amethyst rosette is perfect for that. I did have a little bit of dirt from the crystal kind of bond to the mold, and that's okay. Don't worry. It's just a cosmetic issue. It's not going to affect your resin castings. But I hope you give mold making a try. It's so fun and so easy to do. Check out Let's Resin. They have everything you need to make silicone molds. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.